Bitcoin taking it on the chin right now. We can see people have not capitulated yet. That's for sure. They're holding on for dear life. So the question is, how low can she go? I'm going to give you exactly what my thoughts are on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we'll take a look at some of the meme coins and exactly how I'll be trading the last 15 minutes of the day. If I'm going to take some positions, I'll even open them as I go if I see something present. But following up on the last video, we said, look, very, very likely, first off, I'll show you how you use this tool. It's called the Fixed Range of Volume Profile. So you'll simply click there at the bottom left and basically cover all the pricing that you want to see. And we said, look, if we closed below the value area high of the range, that very, very likely, well, we'd be sucked back into the range and gosh, dare I say a target down to 95, 96,000 is definitely in the cards here. That is the median. If we lose that line, the next level down is 85,000. I also want to bring to our attention, so we did get that closure. We did say this is very likely a Wyckoff distribution. I think it's called phase C, the final phase, which was the up thrust, which we got on low volume. So price is distributing here. We get one more punch through on low volume. You can see these up candles. Well, that one, to be fair, was kind of high volume, but on this last little thrust here, there was no follow through, absolutely no volume, giving us another indicator that things were turning around. We also talked about the bearish divergence, the triple bearish divergence on the market cipher B, giving us a downside target, at least to the bottom of the range here. That's what we said. Bottom of the range coming in at 102. And I do believe we will get a fantastic bounce here at some point, even if we don't bounce right now. I'm saying we could get a bounce over the weekend. Very, very strong bounce. I don't think people are, everybody's at the Bitcoin conference right now going, yay, Bitcoin. Nobody's really worried about price action, in my opinion. They're getting fluffed by, Michael Saylor and all the bigwigs over there, telling them all that it's, rainbows and butterflies and purple dragons for the rest of their life if they buy Bitcoin. Anyway, short-term pullbacks don't matter. So just getting back into my point here from yesterday, when you have 3 drives of bearish divergence, that is going to give you a target of the green 55. And if you want to know what bearish divergence is, and you want to learn about a simple basic strategy, you can go to bitcoinadvisors.com. You can click on resources. And I made a little cheat sheet for you guys here that covers the strategy. And on bearish divergence, where price is making a higher high, but the RSI is making a lower high, we got the 3 drive strategy. The third drive gives you a move to the green 55, to the top or the bottom side of the market. That is if you're bearish or bullish, meaning sometimes the price is below the green 55, sometimes it's above it. In this case, we're talking about classic bearish divergence. Not only is it on this RSI, but it's on my other favorite RSI, this one over here. It's actually more easy to see here. And I want to bring this up as well. The 5-day just closed, or is closing here in about 13 minutes. Wow, I think we could really get a little meltdown on ETH because it hasn't had any follow through either as Pepe. So I'm looking for the coins that haven't, really gotten smoked yet. A lot of them have already just been thrashed, but this is going to confirm this as bearish divergence on the 5-day time frame. You guys probably don't remember this bearish divergence on the 5-day time frame over here, but I definitely do. I definitely do. And what was happening every time, so I'm going to mark it off. Let's make it a little easier for you guys to see here. Every single time, because 5-day divergence is very, very powerful. Right? Very powerful in itself. And what I'm talking about again here is when price is making a lower high, but the RSI is making a higher high, right? So we've got price making lower highs, all these highs over here, and that's hidden bearish divergence. Excuse me, this isn't classic. My point is it's very powerful. Each one of these corrections was 20% or more. So in the context here where we're at all-time highs, we got a deviation, we've got the Wyckoff distribution All these things are very, very much so lining up for a move back to the bottom side of the range, or even down to about 88,000. Wow, dare I say it, 88,000. And the target on that third drive of bearish divergence, 1, 2, 3. I don't want to get too bearish, guys. I don't want to get too bearish, but I could say a move down to 96,000 is definitely in the cards here. Yeah, so again, price is making higher highs. 1, 2, that would be your third high compared to this high, right? And you've got 1, that would be your third. 1, 2, 3, rejecting the bullish control zone. We also have a bear moon that just printed on the moon signals. So am I drinking my own Kool-Aid? I don't know. We shall see. But the 3-drive philosophy says we're going to get a move down to the green 55 or to the bottom side of the range. So, wow, here's the bottom of the range. There's the green 55 coming in at 87,000. Make sure you like and smash the button. Even if you're not happy about Bitcoin going down, and you know, I'm not telling you what you want to hear, because everybody wants to hear Bitcoin go up only, right? But that's just not how it is. And if you can pick out the next best buying opportunity, because I am overall bullish and am expecting, ooh, somebody changed my fib tool. I am expecting that we get a move up to the 1618 at 120,000, and even a deeper move at the 2618 at 146,000. Those are still in the card. So if you can buy in the golden pocket for a macro move, the next 5-day time frame flips around. Where's the golden pocket? It's between the, somebody really messed with my fib tool. It does not look like it normally looks. But the golden pocket is right between the 618 and the 786, which is really, this is really messing me up here. The 618 and the 786, I'm going to put us a little box of peace and prosperity and death and despair above this box, which is going to be right here. Oh gosh. This is not my day in the sunshine. I'll tell you that much. Not my day in the sunshine. We're going to make our box. I'm going to make it on the other chart, but needless to say, somewhere between 90 and 80,000, right? Now, if you could be ahead of the curve, and of course, this is not a guarantee, and you know, price action, this is not investment advice, financial advice, and don't bet your mother's house on it, you know. But this is just to give us an idea of where Bitcoin could potentially go as this correction erupts. Again, they say sell in May and go away. Sell in May and go away. This is May 29th. Gosh, Pepe is just putting in a beautiful M formation, triple top. We're going to take a look at that as well. But getting on with it here, the 5-day divergence is going to be very, very powerful. Additionally, I'm going to pull my other chart in here. You can see the stochastic is flipping around. You can see those 3 drives of bearish divergence here as well. So the stochastic is crossing down from a high level, right? And that is essentially where you'd expect these kind of things to unfold, and where the big moves are going to come from. Let's check out CMEs, because the day did close today. 5-day has not closed yet, but it does all but tell us one thing. The weekly did close today. And wow, that is an interesting weekly close for Bitcoin on the futures market. We're back in the range, and there is a gap I want to bring our attention to right here at 92.2. Wow, 3 red soldiers. Yeah, definitely lining up for some continuation this week, or going into next week. And again, where is that golden pot? Oh, what happened? Who did to my... Who did this? Oh, that's driving me nuts. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna go from the low to the high. There we go. That golden pocket again between 89 and 84,000 on CMEs. I really don't know if the retracement is going to get that low at all. We can also see this, and I do think there's definitely a case for the bulls as well. And here's where I'm willing to get bullish again and say my theory is wrong, is if we reclaim 106,500, if we can close a daily back above there, You can see this was the last major area of support and resistance right here, back above 106,500. I'd be looking for new all-time highs relatively soon. The green 55 on the daily is coming in at 99,000. And wow, Ethereum is holding up fairly well. So we'll get there in a second. But again, check it out at bitcoinadvisors.com. Go to the resource center, and I'm happy to, help you. Or you can print out the PDF and put it on your desk. I find it helpful. So do we have anything else to talk about here? Stochastic is flipping around here, or is pointed to the downside. The 2-day giving us a short-term target of 104.5. I would expect, maybe one more 2-day candle to close down. And, a lot of times we'll see here in the last 4 minutes of the day if we get a bounce right off of this 9 exponential. And does it look like we've bottomed yet? The question is, how is the volume coming in right now? What does a bottom look like before a big move? It looks like that, right? You see that big red candle, and then what happened? Boom, new all-time highs. A big red candle, and bounce failed, but did get a bounce nonetheless. Red candles, not high enough volume. Okay, here's another good example. So let's mark off where that volume is coming in here. So are we there yet on the hourly time frame? That's not fair. It's fairly close on the hourly. So we got that. The other thing telling me we could get a bounce in the short term is the fact, gosh, that whoever did that back office, you're in trouble. That's the 786 fib, and likely, can get a pretty good bounce off of that. Moving us onwards and outward. Dude, that bothers me. You can see ETH has lost the median now. I do expect this one to roll over a bit more. Again, not enough volume. We are picking up some divergence on the hourly time frame for Ethereum as the price is making lower lows, hidden bullish divergence. Price is making lower lows, and the RSI is, making higher lows. So how would you confirm this as a higher low on the next hourly candle? I'd say closing back above the median at 25.5 very likely gets us a move, upwards. It's got a lot of bad energy to get above there. So ETH is going down, Bitcoin's going down, the stock market's going down, which, by the way, the stock market had a bit of a red day coming up against the resistance on this channel. I mean, this thing could very, very likely roll over. That is a hammer for the day. Futures closed bearish. The week, another hammer, bearish signal. Could not get back in the channel. If the stock market rolls over, more bad news for bulls. Dixie is putting in a bit of a low, and Tether also, I imagine, putting in a bit of a low. And that is one thing that does tell me that we could get a bit of a bounce over the weekend, although this is crossing up. Our target was a bit lower for Tether dominance. So, again, there is hope. There is hope for a bounce and a reclaim for Bitcoin back above 106,500. That is the number to set your eyes upon when it comes to the daily time frame and Bitcoin if you are looking to get bullish. ETH is just sitting there doing nothing right now. Bitcoin sitting there at the end of the day. It's Friday, bringing you this lovely crypto video on Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Make sure you say thank you and smash some likes on the comment box if you do enjoy some of the content. All right, let's get into some of the altcoins. We've built our thesis. Bitcoin's got bearish divergence. ETH's got bearish divergence. Let's see what it looks like on the weekly time frame for ETH. Assuming that ETH holds above the Y21, I mean, we have 2 more days left on this candle, and I don't have my oh, there it is. Ethereum CMEs coming to the green 55. Coming into the green 55, and wow, we're right at this gap on the CMEs, and we got stuck in the gap. This has been kind of, I don't know if I like this chart. Let's redraw it. Silver cross to the downside, coming in on declining volatility would tell us down if we close the week something like that, which we did on CMEs. I want to see on my other chart here. Did the day just close? It did just close. Good time to look at some of our alternate coins. We're going to get into those in just a second. But again, the CMEs closed the week. Momentum is still to the upside, so there's a point for the bulls there. Volatility is declining coming into that green 55. There's also a gap right above us here at about 3,000. So ETH still has a chance, a dog in the fight, but you know, we're losing the Y200, and I think the most likely, you know, scenario is we swipe the bottom side of the range. That is my 2 cents on ETH right now. And we did just break this on the hourly time frame. And look, here's an easy scalp, you know, back up to the white, or to the 9 exponential. So I am actually going to take that trade, as every time we've come down, and that is a bit of a hammer on low volume, so not so good. Anyways, back onto my thesis here. Another one that if ETH is going to bounce right now is probably going to be Pepe. Pepe just had a bearish close for the day. Good old pepperonis coin. But likely to get a backfill. I mean, this is, as far as I'm concerned, you know, a confirmed triple top. A bit of a retracement. Even a retracement up to the 21 could definitely happen. Could definitely happen. So, but otherwise, target for this one is going to be right here, coming in, first stop right here, second stop there, and final stop or overall target for Pepe down there at 0.078 or 0078 would be your finish of that formation. What else did I want to bring up? So, other coins that are going down to doggy town are going to be your meme coins. So I've got a nice little list of meme coins that perhaps are going to get the flush to the downside that we're all hoping and praying for. Hoping and praying. I bet you a lot of people longed. I don't know if anybody's going to long that, but Turbo looks like it is going to get some immediate follow through to the downside. Turbo's one. SPX, a notable standout. Closing bearish like this, you know, likely get some follow through. You're going to get some bearish divergence, you know, multiple drives here. So I would expect SPX to go down quite a bit. Who did this to my thing? And how do I get it back to normal? That's the question. 382 fib coming in a bit lower. Yeah, so SPX, the other one, FWOG, validating the kind of sloppy head and shoulders here. Did not come below the left. I think this one melts down. I got to take some trades, guys. I hope you have a blessed and highly favored rest of your week. The other ones on my list, Ponky, the donkey coin. Pretty much hitting the measure move, but probably follows through down a bit further. So what do you do when the market is dumping? You sit here on Friday and you evaluate your short positions. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. If you want to check the list over here, Moodang, all these other coins, they're right there for you. You can just zoom in. Shibaronis, Apu, let's check that one. Coming into a trend line. All the ones that were good going up are going to be even better going down. All right, guys, that's it. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.